A guy named Thomas Jefferson said, if we allow a central bank to take over our money supply, the Fed basically, your children will wind up homeless in the land your fathers fought for. It's history. Study effing history. 1974 was the Petro-Dollar. We're at war in Hormuz right now. I'm getting richer. 1974 was ERISA, Employee Income Security, 401k. We're being set up.
But what is the Petro-Dollar? Because I think a lot of people have heard that
term. Backed by oil. 1971, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, and the dollar became debt. So when Nixon took the dollar off the gold, just check your history books. Everybody should know that stuff. He took the dollar off, and they could print money as much as they liked. So today, America is $39 trillion in debt because of what Nixon did in 1971. They should study that in school. So they're printing. What goes up is the price of eggs go up, and the price of oil goes up. It's just common sense. You don't have to go to school to understand that. So that's what disturbs me as our education system's Marxist. It's criminal.
But we're in this system now. Money has been being printed, and it's been happening since 1971, and it really accelerated since 2020, the pandemic. That's not going to stop. The money printing happens, the value of the dollar goes down. Assets like real estate go up. But now for the person who's thinking about retirement, because today we have the biggest retirement crisis in the history of time. Baby boomers are retiring with no money.
If what I sense they're going to do is going to be the biggest crisis of our times, I hope I'm wrong. Please hope I'm wrong. But I fought in Vietnam twice. I'm a U.S. Marine gunship pilot. I killed a lot of people. And I learned to not trust my government. So I'm fighting in Vietnam. And back then there was a guy named Walter Cronkite. Here at Arizona State University, it's a Cronkite School for Journalism. And I'd be on a carrier flying into Vietnam. And Walter Cronkite would come, and this is Walter Cronkite, and that's the CBS Evening News. And the pilots would be sitting in the room saying, that never happened. What you're saying never happened. So if you read 1984 by a guy named George Orwell, all this stuff's easy reading. He says what government does, it takes the truth and puts it out as fake news.
So you think the government's lying to us?
Oh, God. Jeez. Wake up.
Keeping up with the economy is not an easy thing to do. And then when you have all these crazy things happening, it makes it so much more difficult not to get caught up in the political mess. And that's why I created Market Briefs. It is a free newsletter for investors that breaks down what's happening in the economy without all the politics and without all the fluff. It's a quick 5-minute read. We break down what's happening in things like the economy, housing market, stock market, crypto market, and global economy into a fun, witty, and easy to read newsletter. It's read by hundreds of thousands of investors every single morning. And as an added bonus, when you sign up for Market Briefs, which is free, you're also going to get my investing masterclass where I walk you through how you get started as an investor and find hidden investment opportunities before they hit the headlines. I'll show you the exact framework that my firm uses to research investment opportunities. So if you want to get the investing masterclass and Market Briefs all for free, all you have to do is sign up, and I have the link for you down in the description below.
If we have this now baby boomer generation retiring with very little money, let's just assume the stock market doesn't crash. They retire with $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. The average 401k is under $500,000 today.
Not even that much.
Which is not enough to retire, even if it was that much.
Not with inflation and debt.
Inflation is going to keep happening. So these people that are now 60, 70 are not going to have enough money to continue living their life. The government,
if they don't make changes.
And so what does that change? The government's then going to print money and bail them out?
Probably.
And if that happens,
you wipe out the generation below you.
Which is then the Gen X and then the millennials and the Gen Z. But what happens then to our dollar? Because we've talked about how printing money devalues the dollar. There's been concerns about inflation, but I don't think people really understand what it means for the dollar to lose value. What does that mean, and what could that mean if we continue printing money?
I mean, a friend of mine's name is Jim Rickards. He says, you don't need a PhD in economics to know that prices are going up. And the reason it's going up is because we print money. So prices go up because of that. But also, again, let me say it, 1974 was a big year. 74 was the year that came to the Petro-Dollar. So the Petro-Dollar now affects diesel. Diesel is how they get the food from the farm to the supermarkets. So like it or not, so you sit there filling up your tank of gas, you're a soccer mom or dad, and you go to the supermarket, and they're hauling that food in from the thing. And not only that, that oil produces fertilizer, and the price of fertilizer is going up. So my friend who's selling eggs, he's making a fortune because the price of eggs are going up. And the reason I use eggs as an example is just to be absurd. You don't have to go to Harvard to raise chickens.
But
it's that simple.
you don't need to be smart to be rich.
No. My friend started, his mother or grandmother gave him chickens, and he just never stopped reinvesting it. Now he has acres of chickens, and he sells the chicken manure as fertilizer.
If we continue seeing inflation, oil prices go up, inflation becomes a bigger problem. The Federal Reserve Bank might be forced to raise interest rates like they did in the 70s and 80s. If they raise interest rates to save the dollar, how is the government then going to afford the national debt?
They can't. That's what I'm saying. You better wake up right now. They can't save it. It's impossible. This has happened throughout history. There was a guy named Adolf Hitler who came to power after the Treaty of Versailles in 1918. That was the end of World War I. And what France and Germany and France and England and America did was we told the Weimar Republic, you had to pay us back the money for World War I. So the Weimar Republic started printing dollars. They printed the Reichsmark, and the Reichsmark went up. And so that's why they had pictures of these people driving wheelbarrows full of Reichsmark. And the woman went in, this is all in history books. She went into the store, and she came back, and they stole her wheelbarrow. They left the Reichsmark on the ground. That's what's going to happen to the dollar. History repeats.
Well, let's hope you're wrong.
Okay, I hope I'm wrong, but it doesn't make any difference. I'm still selling oil. My friend's still selling chicken.
If you enjoyed this clip and you want to watch the entire conversation, all you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.